Airdrie Stranraer, where there's a pitch inspection tomorrow at 9:30. Dundee United Motherwell. Morton Kilmarnock. Morton's Martin Doak has been told to give up the game because of a knee injury. St Johnstone's 2 each.
Bobby Williamson breaks the deadline at Capello, scoring for Kilmarnock against Morton, but that game about 15 minutes late in kicking off and clearly still has some way to go. Well, the Morton-Kilmarnock game, as we mentioned, has just ended, and it's ended with a victory going to Kilmarnock. Forbes McFall joins us now from Capello.
Yes, Kilmarnock through to the quarter-finals, but only just. At Capello, the kick-off was delayed for a quarter of an hour because of crowd congestion outside the ground. Kilmarnock took the lead in 17 minutes through striker Bobby Williamson. Morton keeper David Reilly could only parry a fierce drive from Gus MacPherson, and Williamson, following up, pounced on the loose ball to score from close range. Kilmarnock then threatened to overrun the Greenock side. Alan McInally's strong running troubling the Morton defence, and a Bobby Williamson overhead kick coming close. But Morton withstood the pressure, began to string their passes together and got right back into the game. One move involving 5 players nearly produced a goal for Rowan Alexander, but Kilmarnock keeper Bobby Geddes was first to the ball. At half-time, Kilmarnock was struggling to hold on to their slender lead. After the interval, Morton pushed for the equaliser but fell victims to Kilmarnock's offside trap in their anxiety to press forward. With 1 minute to go, Jim Tolmie nearly snatched the dramatic equaliser, but his strong drive from the edge of the box was punched over the bar by Bobby Geddes. Final score, Morton 0, Kilmarnock 1.
Forbes, I'm assured that's Kilmarnock's first away win in the Scottish Cup since 1979, and depending on a kind draw tomorrow, would you fancy them to perhaps go all the way?
Well, they struggled a little bit here today. Not entirely a comprehensive victory for them. They allowed Morton into this game, and remember, Morton not without their best players. They've been struggling this season. Certainly the Greenock side, nothing to be ashamed of. I think Tommy Burns is going to have to look for a lot more punch up front from his attack. The defence looks fairly solid, but a little bit more I think skill in midfield, a little bit more penetration up front needed if they're going to go all the way.
All right, thanks very much indeed, Forbes.
At Capello, the kick-off was delayed for a quarter of an hour because of crowd congestion, the vociferous Kilmarnock fans packing the ground. They were treated to a lively opening spell, Tom Brown commanding midfield, and the visitors swinging smoothly into attack. Alan McInally's cross not the best, but Morton feeling the early pressure. Kilmarnock were being given plenty of room in midfield, and Tom Brown was beginning to enjoy himself. Killie's defence comfortably coping and rarely tested. McSkimming here showing a touch of class with this pinpoint pass to launch another assault on the Morton goal. The Kilmarnock fans, expecting a score, were soon rewarded. A corner kick Morton thought they'd cleared, but Gus MacPherson's shot hit the post and Bobby Williamson pouncing to score. Kilmarnock won up and well deserved. Gus MacPherson's drive beating Morton keeper David Reilly at full stretch, and Bobby Williamson was the goal at his mercy. Moments later, it was the turn of Alan McInally to try and get his name on the score sheet, but keeper Reilly quick off his line. At the other end, Morton were doing nothing to trouble Bobby Geddes. The Killie faithful expected more goals, and Bobby Williamson was prepared to be adventurous. Then, just when it seemed they would be overrun, Morton fought back in some style. Their best passing move of the game, with Rowan Alexander nearly getting the better of Bobby Geddes. Half-time, Morton 0, Kilmarnock 1. After the interval, Morton pressed hard for the equaliser and came close to getting it. Kilmarnock, sitting in their lead, were nearly punished by this Jim Tolmie drive. The Greenock side had played with plenty of spirit, and with just a couple of minutes to go, Tolmie's strike had keeper Geddes at full stretch. It was all a little too late. Just before the final whistle, a last chance for Morton, but it was not to be. A courageous finish, but Kilmarnock through to the quarter-finals. Full-time, Morton 0, Kilmarnock 1.
We expected to have a very hard-fought game down here, and Morton, to their credit, battled right to the very end. And if we had taken a wee chance to maybe give us a cushion, possibly we could have maybe then played a bit of football, but you know, the main thing was to get the result.
You had the chance to kill the game. It looked at one point you would overrun Morton, but you didn't. What happened?
Well, that's been a wee bit of a problem all season. We get ourselves into a good position and we don't really finish teams off, as you say. Difficult to put our finger on why that is, but you know, as I say, if we continue with 1-0 wins to the end of the season, we'll be quite happy.